It was planted, excellent plant in fire areas for a vine. And also notice what the trellis is built out. We built it out of masonry and steel, not wood. Okay. Okay, this is something that kind of surprises people. That black smudge there was ground cover rosemary. This was a native buckwheat that had blown in on the site. This slope was getting watered every 2 weeks in summertime, and the buckwheat still had green leaves all over it. Next to the black smudge was the rosemary. If we were watering this once a week, then the rosemary probably would have been fine. Again, too much stuff close to the house, but because it was hydrated, we didn't even have any burn scars on the house. And of course, that back thing with the apron, that's really important. Okay, so this did not burn hot enough to burn that wooden deck at the back of the house, which we didn't install, by the way. I don't think I would have. But again, notice there's your irrigation, right? So getting irrigated about every 10 to 14 days in summertime. And everything's still alive there. I mean, here's the same landscape 3 years later. Okay, nothing died. Okay, this is a really important concept, okay? People were clearing for hundreds of feet around their homes, okay? There was nothing. The environmental devastation all around, man. The homes were just piles of rubble, okay? Well, this is the old aerospace engineer in me, and I recognized laminar flow when I saw it. What's laminar flow? Well, basically, you've just created the perfect bowling alley for embers. You literally have removed every object in those embers' path that could have perturbed that airflow and created turbulence and also acted as hydrated ember catchers. If you saw the picture in Dan's thing this morning, that was actually from Carlsbad near me in the 2014 fires, covered in ice plant and some bushes and some palm trees and rubble, okay? There was very little in there to actually stop those embers from contacting the house. It's a really, really simple concept, but I saw a video during the lilac fire down there where you saw this fire tornado cross the highway and hit the vegetation in a mall right there, and the vegetation wasn't native, but it was probably being watered 3 to 5 times a week, and caught all the embers and then went out. And we actually think that's what's happening in the native landscapes, only it takes so much less water to hydrate a native landscape than a non-native one. Not a really difficult concept, but really hasn't been looked at, you know? So this guy literally took out incredible swaths of beautiful chaparral and no house, except there's some palm trees. Okay? Same here, done. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, same here. I mean, the grass is still green. Oh, here in the Harris fire, what happened? Well, the fire actually hit the edge of the hydrated landscape, went around both sides, continued on, went right on up Lions Peak. Okay? It didn't even burn the mulch in here. The embers didn't even catch the mulch on fire. It was pretty amazing. I mean, it doesn't get any starker than this, right? $150,000 solar array, about 10 feet of native irrigated plantings, wild chaparral, okay? And he was pretty happy to see his solar array and his house still standing. Erosion control is a big issue after fires. Some of you might have a goalie behind your house, all right? Do not go in there and seed it. Don't do like the convicted felon did. We have Duncan Hunter brought in 20,000 pounds of ryegrass seed and seeded all around East County. Well, it takes 3 or 4 good rains to germinate that crap. It's the worst allelopathic non-native you could possibly plant that destroys the native ecology. And what you really should be doing is putting in T-posts, leaving the branches in the T-posts, and letting water come through and holding back debris. Doing this about every 20, 30 feet. Create debris dams, works great, and the wildflowers will come back on their own. You leave it alone. Yeah, this is one that was aerial seeded. up on Cuesta Grade near San Luis Obispo. Here it is if you leave it alone. This was actually in Escondido. After the fire, everybody's running to the desert to see the wildflowers, and we had even better displays right there in the city. And the landscapes also came back. That's a site that was seeded, okay, with non-native grasses, a star thistle. This is what it should have looked like. There's even glass on the ground from this melted silica. A year later, 5 years later, the end. There you go. Thanks, guys.
Wow, that was fantastic. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're going to set up for Q&A. Don't go away. Q&A, and then we're having wine and meat.